The city of Barcelona, Spain in 1854 was the scene of congested city living and rapidly spreading epidemics due to one of the highest population densities in Europe, as well as an oppressive city wall surrounding its perimeter. When the Spanish government announced its allowance for the walls to be torn down, a new issue was created: how the city could break away from the destructive and inefficient organization of the already existing Barcelona. In 1855, Catalan urban planner Ildefons Cerdà had been commissioned to create an accurate topographical map of Barcelona and its surrounding area. His map became both a milestone in cartography as well as the base of the 1859 competition to create the plan of the expansion. Although not the initial choice, Cerdà was eventually commissioned to plan the extension, qualified both by his cartography skills and his previously published study of the social conditions of Barcelona. Taking into account the important aspects of domestic living, including sunlight, ventilation, sewage, and the need for surrounding vegetation, as well as the needs of a greater urban fabric, including systems of transportation, communication, and utilities using a basic grid plan. The Cerdà plan for the expansion of Barcelona provided for the efficient further development of Barcelona. Cerdà's city blocks each occupy a 113 square meter footprint separated by 20-meter wide streets. Each block features 45-degree cuts at each corner, creating octagonal building shapes and square intersections that align with the cardinal directions. In keeping with the vision of a garden city, the plan dictated that buildings could only occupy 50% in two sides of each block, not exceeding a height or depth of 20 meters. Areas of 5x5 blocks create a ward with a church and school. Areas of 10x10 blocks create a district with its own marketplace, and areas of 20x20 blocks create two parks, a hospital, and government buildings. The overall city plan encompasses an area of 20x60 city blocks. Although his intentions are still made apparent throughout the city today, Cerdà's plan was somewhat misinterpreted by those who carried out the development of Barcelona. The original 50% portion of each block dedicated to building was increased to 70%, greatly weakening the presence of the gardens. Cerdà's intent to create a socially neutral layout was corrupted by a hierarchical structure developed around the aristocratic Passeig de Gràcia. The maximum building height was changed to 5 stories, and later to 7 stories in 1891. Waste elimination was inadequate and resulted in air and water contamination, and 90% of the buildings in the expansion were in violation of the plan's bylaws in 1872. An attempt at reform was implemented later by placing 3 larger avenues through the city. While much of his plan may have been lost, Cerdà's complete and thorough consideration of an urban system on such a grand scale is what gives the plan the status of a precedent. Today, Barcelona still seems overwhelmingly dense and the smell of sewage is often detectable. However, the natural spaces and integration of vegetation into urban areas is very much apparent and gives Barcelona its dynamic quality.